back everyone, this is Pandas part 2 and today we will learn how to select, filter and index data properly. This is one of the most important skills in Pandas because real data analysis depends on selecting the right data. Everything you see in this video can be done using Google Colab, so feel free to practice along with me. Let's get started, okay? First we need to create a code set, then create a sample data frame. Firstly, we need to import it. Import Pandas as PD, and then we need to create a sample data frame, that is data equal to, we create a dictionary, okay? Now look, I created a dictionary with name, age and score as the keys and they have their own values, okay? Now we need to move to df equal to data frame, pd dot data frame, we say data and then we will print df. So we get tabular column here. So we created our table. So our sample data frame table is created with the names, name, age and score. So we will use this data set to understand how Pandas selection work, okay? Second step, we will move to selecting the single column. Okay, for that we call the df with the square bracket, name and run. Here I am selecting a column called name and Pandas return this as a series, not data frame. Okay, remember this rule, one column equals to a series. Okay, multiple, if there are multiple columns, we use a data frame. Okay, so we just called it and it printed. Now we are moving to selecting multiple columns. How to select multiple columns? So to select multiple columns, we just do df, the bracket, and we use a double square bracket here. And we give the name and the column names that are name and score here and run. Now we get a tabular column here. So I selected name and score and used a double square bracket. So when we select more than one column, Pandas return a data frame. Okay, that for showing that I print this code. Okay. Now we need to select rows by index. Okay, we are going to select rows by index. For that we are using iloc. Okay, just keep it in mind. If we are selecting rows by index to know the position or using the position, we can use iloc. Iloc means integer loc or something. Okay, for that we just df dot iloc and a square bracket with the 0 inside. Now run it. We get the 0th position elements. We'll just print df here, which is the 0th position elements. Alan, 10 and 88 are the 0 in the 0th position. So we get the same output here, like in a series form. But if we want to select multiple rows, we need to do a different method. Okay, before that, indexing always starts from 0 in Pandas, okay? So keep that also in mind. Now we just do selecting multiple rows. For that, we just df dot iloc, then a square bracket, 1 colon, 4. Now this selects rows from index 1 to 3 and the ending index is not included here and it's just like a Python slicing as we learned before, okay? So all these tiny codes are too easy for you. So we can move to something confusing, that is selecting rows by label, but here we use the loc. So df dot loc, we get the same output as we used before, because now I am using loc and it works with labels, not positions. But since our labels are default numbers, it look like similar to iloc. So it worked differently, but for this code, it works just like the iloc, okay? The internal operation of this is extremely different, okay? Now we are going to move conditional filtering, okay? So for that, we just df, then df square bracket. We use 2 square brackets here, and we can use score inside, score, and then 85, okay? So this is one of the most powerful feature in Pandas. I'm filtering rows where the score is greater than 85. So Pandas checks the condition for every row automatically and give the one which is greater than 85. Okay, for that we do this code. Okay, if we give just 90, we'll get the only name Sarah. Okay, because Sarah has the score more than 90. So this is how this code works. That is conditional filtering works. And if we have multiple condition, what will you do? We just go through df, same as before. But this time, we use a bracket and df, again square bracket, then the score. Then we apply the condition. Here we see 85. And then we give the AND. Then again open a bracket, df, age, and the square bracket and the bracket both before give the condition as 11. Okay. So now we gave 2 conditions, but in the parenthesis. Okay. So we used a parenthesis inside, separated it by a AND because we need to know both the conditions are satisfied. Because of that, we use the AND here. So it worked well. Okay. So here we used an AND. But if we use an OR here, what happened? We will get all that one who satisfied any of this condition. Okay. Now we gave OR. This is the symbol for that. Last time we gave AND. So now look, OR and AND, how OR and AND really works. We can do it here. So this is how both works. But it is really nice to watch how a tiny code or tiny symbol change the whole code. Okay. So I used an AND for wrap each condition in the brackets. This returns rows that satisfy both the conditions. Okay. Now we need to sort the data. Okay. For the df dot sort values by score, and in ascending or descending, we use ascending as false. Okay. Now I am sorting the data by score in descending order. When ascending is equal to false, that means it is in descending order. Okay. So sorting helps us to quickly identify top and bottom performers. Now look, it is the best performer, Sarah is the best performer, and Mike is the least. Okay. So how sorting works, we understand how sorting also works. Now we are going to reset the index. We need to resetting the index. df dot reset index drop equal to true. Okay. After filtering, we will go through reset the index. So we just want to know where our error. So from here, we can understand that this is rest and we need to change it to reset. Now run it. We will get the same as before. So after filtering or sorting, indexes can become messy. So reset index cleans the index and make the data frame neat again. Okay. So this is Pandas part 2, where we learned selecting columns and rows using iloc and loc. filtering data with conditions, sorting values, resetting index, all that. So here are core Pandas skills used in real-world data analysis. In the next video, we will learn data cleaning, handling missing data, data values, duplicates, and wrong data. Practice this in Google Colab and experiment with your own conditions. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in Pandas part 3. Before that, I will just go through what we have learned now. We import Pandas, we created a dictionary, and we placed it into a DF data frame, and we called it. Then we get it as in a tabular form. This is how we select a single column, and the output will be in series. Then multiple columns using double square brackets. And we select rows by iloc index to know the positions, or the position by calling the position of the rows. We just used iloc index, and using colon we select multiple rows, then selecting the label. Conditional filtering, how it works, we give a condition inside a square bracket, okay, and if there are multiple conditions, we use a parentheses inside it with two different sets separated by and or, and then we sort the values using sort values keyword, and we place an ascending equals false. We can use it also true to resort it, or we used resetting the index that makes the index just like before without any mess up. Okay, now it's clean code, and we learned a lot today. So celebrate this day because you learned a lot and you're gonna win in your life. See you.